Good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to KRIYA SAMEEKSHA Day 6 on Agni and Aharapaka. It, it gives me an immense pleasure and honor to welcome our esteemed guest, Dr. Shashirekha ma'am, Associate Professor, Department of Kriya Sharira, Sri Kalabhaireshwara Swami Ayurveda Medical College, Hospital and Research Center. Now I call upon Dr. Savita Hiramat ma'am, HOD, Department of Kriya Sharira, JSS Ayurveda Medical College, for introduction of the guest.
Good morning to all. I am happy to introduce today's guest speaker, Dr. Shashirekha SD, Associate Professor, Department of Kriya Sharira, Sri Kalabhaireshwara Swami Ayurvedic Medical College, Bangalore. Madam completed UG from Ayurveda Medical College, Davangere, and PG from DGM Ayurvedic Medical College, Gadag. Madam has done hospital administration from MS Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, Bangalore. Madam worked as a physician in Vedika Ayurvedic Medical College, Bangalore, and also as a consultant physician in Ayur Central, Bangalore. Madam is having 10 years of teaching experience in the field of Kriya Sharira. She has presented many papers in national and international conferences. We are waiting to hear from you, Madam. Over to you, Madam. Madam, you can start sharing your slides.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I would like to show my gratitude towards the principal of JSS, Dr. Shashirekha sir, Dr. Savita Hiramat ma'am, HOD of Kriya Department, and all other faculties of Kriya Sharira Department to provide me this opportunity to be a guest speaker for today. Okay. So first of all, I would address the students. Okay, so first year BAMS students. Okay, so who are just like a toddlers to this course. Okay, so this orientation program, exam orientation program conducted by JSS is very important for you people right now. Okay, as you are giving the exam for the first time. Okay, so this program what your teachers has conducted is very apt for the present scenario. Okay, so for the today's orientation program, I will be giving you little tips and I will be explaining you some of the answering things. Okay, what you should remember, especially for the topic Agni and Aharapaka. Okay, the entire thing what starts from the definition of Ahara till the Nishtapaka Agni Koshta. Okay, till there I will be giving you the orientation. Okay. See students from plus 12. Okay, your friends, okay, your teachers, seniors, your parents all will be giving you the advice towards how to write the examination. They will be motivating you. Okay, so I would also like to tell you some of the important things, okay, before going to your examination. Okay, there is saying there are no shortcuts to success. So you people know very well that there are no shortcuts for your study as well as giving the examination. Okay, so you have to do the hard work. Okay, you have to be very determined and you should have self belief. Okay, these are the important things. The road to success is defined by these three things: determination, self belief, and hard work. So you had to do the hard work and score well in your examination. Okay, so there are no other shortcuts. So you have to go through your complete syllabus. You have to prepare for all the topics, okay, in your syllabus. Okay, and you have to go through the previous question papers. This will be useful for you for the upcoming exam. So you have to consider few points before giving the exam. Okay, so I would like to brief some of the points generally for whatever exams, okay, you're going to give. Okay, first point, it is maintaining the neatness throughout. Okay, you can see the image I have put here, no? Okay, so this is how your papers will be. Okay, starting for 1 or 2 pages you will write neatly. Okay, so exactly as in the image, okay, your answer papers will be. Okay, so what I suggest you is you have to maintain the handwriting, proper handwriting throughout the exam paper. Okay, don't scribble here and there. Okay, don't try to cut any of the answers. Okay, don't overwrite. Okay, so these are some of the things you have to maintain throughout. Okay, so this is one of the points I would like to stress. Okay, handwriting, try to give a nice handwriting, good handwriting, and maintain the neatness throughout your answer paper. Okay, then good presentation of the answer, this is very important. Okay, mentioning headings and subheadings. Okay, you have 10 marks questions, 5 marks questions, and 3 marks questions. Okay, right. So for the 10 marks question, I would suggest you to go with the paragraph wise. Okay, so so many of the teachers may suggest you to go point wise, but for 10 marks, okay, you can just go paravise. Okay, if it is the Ayurvedic part, okay, you can write the introduction. Okay, you can write the quotations, and below the quotations you can give the explanation for the quotation, and afterwards in the next paragraph you can go on giving the description regarding that. Okay, and you can give the modern correlations also. Okay, so better go with the headings and subheadings. For example, if they have asked vata, okay, so you have to go with the definition first. Okay, the quotation and the explanation for that. Okay, then samanya sthana, samanya guna, samanya, okay, karma. Okay, so all these things with the subheadings you have to go on explaining. Then in the bheda, okay, so you will go on explaining each types, no? Okay, so there and all you have to go on mentioning the subheadings. Okay, for 10 marks mainly. Okay, for 5 marks and 3 marks also you can go with the headings, subheadings. Okay, so mainly you have to maintain for 10 marks. Okay, so just don't go on writing the running matter. Okay, wherever it is necessary, go with the headings and subheadings. Okay, so highlight the important terms. Okay, so for example, if you are writing any of the terms, you are going to explain any of the terms given in your commentaries. Okay, Sravanat Srotamsi, what do you mean by Sravanat? Okay, so Chakrapani has commented over that. Okay, so you have to highlight those terms what has been explained in the quotation. Okay, while explaining the quotation, highlight the important terminologies. Shoshamanasya Vanhina, what do you mean by Shoshamanasya Vanhina? Okay, so highlight these terms in particular. Okay, that is also very important, because validator won't be going through each and every point, each and every sentence. Okay, so if you are going on highlighting the terms, okay, so it will be a validator will come to know that you have covered almost all the points. Okay, so that gives a good impression. Okay, then for 10 marks questions and 5 marks questions, go on including the tables, flowcharts, and the label diagrams. Okay, label diagrams. Okay, I have seen many of the students just write the diagram and they won't label it. Okay, labeling the diagrams is very important. Okay, so it indicates whether you have studied the concept properly or not. So label your diagrams. Okay, wherever you are mentioning writing the diagrams, just try to mention the labeling. Okay, so especially for the functional anatomy. Okay, so obviously you are going to write the diagrams there. You label the diagrams and you can name the diagram also. Okay, then the flow charts. Okay, in physiology, flow charts are very important. Okay, so in the modern physiology as well as in the dhatus and all. Okay, so you will be going with the flow charts. Okay, try to fill the pages as far as possible with the flow charts, diagrams and the tables. Okay, in Ayurvedic part also and in modern part also. Okay, go on giving the tables wherever required. Okay, so the relation between triguna and the tridosha. Okay, so for this and avastapaka and nishtapaka difference. Okay, agni and pitta. Okay, for all these things you just go on giving the tables, and below the table you give a just brief description regarding the table what you have mentioned, and about the flow chart also it is the same. Okay, so your answer must be having a good presentation, and just don't go with the very easiest term. Don't go on writing like a story. Okay, use the terminologies wherever it is important. Okay, give the subheadings, headings, subheadings. Okay, diagrams, flow charts, tables. Okay, it looks attractive, and validator will come to know that you are very like confident with the answer. Okay, so this is how your table will should be. Okay, so here this table shows which acharyas have told how many types of agni. Okay, and what are those types of agni. Okay, this is how your table must be very neat. Okay, don't go with a confusion. Before going to the exam, have a little bit idea like how your table must look. Okay, so these are the some of the examples I am showing you. Okay, see, this is for the chemical composition of the gastric juice. Okay, it is taken from Shambulingam. Okay, so that it will be easy for you to follow. And label diagram. So I told you, just in the this diagram you can see below parts of the stomach. Okay, so you can name the diagram and you can label. Okay. Okay, next point is attempt the full paper. Okay, so like your paper will be for 100 marks. Each paper will be for 100 marks. Okay, you will have 22 questions in total. Okay, so what I suggest to you is uh, attempt almost all the questions. Don't leave any of the questions. Earlier there was a confusion, like you may skip. Okay, without knowingly you would have skipped some of the questions. Okay, but now they are giving you the sequence. Okay, question numbers. Okay, so paper allocation will be there for particular question numbers. Okay, so you will not have a chance to skip unknowingly. Okay, but if you don't leave any of the stuff, okay, any of the answers without answering. Okay, for example, if you don't know any of the topic, okay, in particular, okay, you don't know the quotation, okay, you don't know anything particular about it. Okay, but try to answer whatever possible things you know about those answers, especially the 3 months. Okay, so try to answer almost all the questions, almost all 22 questions you have to answer. Okay, so if you lose, if you don't answer one answer, you may be having chances of losing so many marks. That is very important. Okay, so try to attempt almost all the answers. Okay, management of time. This is very, very, very important. Okay, I have seen so many students saying, "Ma'am, I knew everything, but I didn't had time to write." Okay, it is just nothing but lack of time management. Okay, so you have to divide your time according to your logic. You divide the time. Okay, for 5 marks questions, how much time you must keep. Okay, for 3 marks, how much time, for 10 marks how much time. Okay, so divide, okay, according to your own logic, and try to complete those answers within that stipulated time. Okay, this is the very important thing. And what I tell you is, in starting only. Okay, so as soon as you get the question paper, you go through it. You just take 2 minutes of your time, 1 to 2 minutes of your time. Go through the entire question paper once. Okay, read all the questions properly, thoroughly, and then start writing the answer. Okay, in beginning only, if you maintain the speed, okay, by the end, okay, you will be able to finish the answers. Okay, so managing the time is very, very important among all the points what I have explained you here. Okay, so time management, you just go with your logic. Okay, make the plan before going to exam, whichever the subject is. Okay, sequence in the answer booklet. How your answer booklet is, earlier there were no question numbers for the answer booklet. Okay, so now you have the particular uh, question papers allotted for your particular questions. Okay, for example, this is the sequence how it will go. Okay, for all the 22 questions. So first question and second question, okay, it will be for 10 marks. Okay, the pages allotted will be 5 pages together. Okay, on both the sides, totally you will have 5 pages. Okay, same for the second questions. So some of the students will ask me, okay, ma'am, is it necessary to write, fill all the 5 pages? Okay, so it depends on your handwriting. Okay, but what I suggest to you is, okay, for especially the 10 marks questions, what I suggest to you is try to fill all the allotted papers as far as possible, at least by writing the flow charts, tables, okay, you and diagrams, you will be able to fill most of the paper. Okay, content is also very important. Don't go on writing some other content. Okay, so fill the content. Okay, as far as possible, maintain the flow with adding the tables. Okay, quotations, all these things. Okay, same for question number 2, which will be for 10 marks. Okay, from question number 3 or till question number 12, it will be for 5 marks. Okay, so 5 marks, the pages allotted will be 3 pages. Okay, so for 3 pages, you go on writing the quotations as much as possible. Okay, and the explanation. Okay, here also you can go with the flowcharts, diagrams, and all. Okay, and for 3 marks, the page allotted will be 1 page. Okay, whatever the important points are, okay, you fill for the 3 marks. And what I suggest you is, don't go on wasting much of the time for 3 marks questions. Okay, it will whatever, how much ever quantity you write, okay, the marks which will be allotted will be 3 marks. Okay, so go according to the marks. Okay, this will be the sequence. First they will give they will give the instructions. Okay, then you have to fill the contents, and then you have to, from the next third page, you have to go on writing the answers. Okay, so your pages will in the booklet will be 50 pages. Okay, so what I suggest is, be very careful while attempting the next question. Okay, see, only your pages allotted will be only 5 for 10 marks. Okay, just take care that when you are starting the new page, when you're going to the new page, just check that no question number is given. Okay, some people, without knowing, they will continue to the next page also, but don't make the mistake. Okay, just mark after 5 pages, you just make a small marking and stop your content till there. Okay, okay, you know you about your question paper pattern. It will be 100 marks question paper. Okay, for it will be having 22 questions. It has to be answered in 3 hours. Okay, so there will be 2 questions for 10 marks, 10 questions for 5 marks, and 10 questions for 3 marks. Okay, so in these 2 questions which are allotted 10 marks, okay, one will be the Ayurvedic questions and one will be the modern question. Okay, and among the 10 questions which are being allotted 5 marks, 5 questions will be Ayurvedic part, first 5, and next 5 will be the modern part. And for the 3 marks 10 questions, first 5 will be for Ayurvedic part, and next 5 will be the modern questions. Okay, this will be the allotted marks for these questions. Okay, this is how exactly your question paper will be Okay, this is from previous year, February 2020. Okay, your exam question paper pattern has been changed. Okay, earlier it was for 15 marks, 15 marks question of 2, and you had 2 marks question for the short answers. Now it has been changed from previous year. Okay, so you will have 10 marks 2 questions and 3 marks 10 questions. Exactly, this is how your question paper will be. Okay. Okay, coming to this topic in particular. Okay, uh, according to your syllabus, I have made the points here. Okay, so first of all, in your syllabus, you will be going through the Ahara, content of Ahara. Okay, so already your teachers has explained all the contents of this. So I'm not going to the content of all these things. Just I will brief you how to give the answers. Okay, Ahara definition, you have 2 to 3, you can write 2 to 3 definitions by different acharyas. Classification of Ahara, okay, you have so many classifications given. Okay, so once in the previous year, okay, Ahara Vargikarana has been asked. Okay, so for 5 marks. Okay, so you have to go on explaining about all the different types. Okay, Yoni Beda, Prabhava Beda, Rasa Beda. Okay, so many Bedas are there, and also the Ahara Dravyas explained by Charaka. Okay, for 12 Vargas. Okay, so those things and all you can go on including in classification. Okay, so if it is asked for 5 marks, usually it will be asked for 5 marks. For 5 marks, just mention all the types, give a very brief explanation in one sentence and with the examples. Okay, this is about the classification. And next is the significance of Ahara, or it will be asked a Mahatma. Okay, Ahara Mahatma. Okay, so there are so many quotation which explains the significance of the Ahara by different acharyas. Okay, if it is asked for 3 marks, okay, go with some 3 to 4 quotations and the explanation. Okay, so along either it will be asked for 3 marks or together. Okay, about the definition, classification and significance, all together will be asked for 5 marks. Okay, so as I have told you, go with the headings and subheadings for this. Okay, Ahara Vidhi Vidhana. Okay, this is been given in your syllabus. Till now it is not asked. If it is asked, each Vidhi Vidhana explained by Charaka, okay, you have to go on explaining each one for 5 marks. Okay, if it is asked, okay, if it will be asked, it will be asked for 5 marks. So try to explain each Vidhi Vidhana. Okay. Ashta Ahara Vidhi Visheshayatana. Okay, this has been asked many a times previously. Okay, so you have to go with Ashtavida, all the Vidhas of what is Ahara Vidhi Visheshayatana. You have to explain what are these factors. One by one, you have to go on explain. Okay. Ahara Parinamakara Bhava. In Ahara Vidhi Visheshayatana, go with the illustration also. Okay, so try to explain in detail for 5 marks all the factors. Ahara Parinamakara Bhava. Okay, Ahara Parinamakara Bhava, it has been asked for 5 marks also and 2 marks also previously. Now it will be asked for 3 marks if they are asked. Ahara Parinamakara Bhava, all the 6 bhavas. What is parinam? What is parinamakara? What is bhava? What is parinama? All these things, all these terms you have to explain in first. Then you have to go on explaining about all the bhavas, all the factors one by one. Okay. Aharapaka. Okay, for Aharapaka, the process of digestion. Okay, you have a very important quotation, Anna Madana Karmatu. Okay, so you quote that quotation, which will be having 6 sentences. Okay, 6 lines quotation, and you have to give a explanation for that particular quotation. And after that, if you want to give some modern correlations in the next paragraph, you can go on explaining about the modern correlation. Okay, so next is Annavaha Srotas and their Mula. Sushruta has explained Annavaha Srotas. You can take that quotation. Okay, you can explain what Annavaha Srotas is, what is the Sthana of Annavaha Srotas, what is the Mula of Annavaha Srotas, and you can explain what is the role of Annavaha Srotas in the digestion process. Okay, usually it is asked for 2 marks. Okay. Then role of Grahani and the Pittadarakala. Pittadarakala has been asked number of times for 2 marks. Okay. So Pittadarakala, you have the quotation. Don't start from what is Kala. Okay. What are the types of Kala? Okay. Don't go on explaining like as you explain Kala in anatomy. Okay. Just be concise to Pittadarakala. Okay. It is the 6th Kala. Okay. So where it is located and what is the role of Pittadarakala in digestion process. Okay. This is all sufficient for 3 marks. Okay, moving on to the next contents. Description of our Avastapaka. Okay, first of all, this will be asked for 5 marks. Okay, and it has been asked for 2 marks also. Okay, so if they're asking for 2 marks, you just explain what is Avastapaka and what are the types of Avastapaka and 1 or 2 sentences in brief. Okay. So if it is usually asked for 5 marks, okay, you have to explain what is avastha, what is paka, what is avastha paka, and what are the types of avastha paka. Okay, in the 3 stages. Okay, the Charakas quotation, two lines quotation, you have to mention for each avastha paka. In the after the soon after the quotation, you have to give the explanation for that, and after the explanation, if you want to give any modern correlation, you can give in the next paragraph. You can explain in the next paragraph. Okay, this is how your answer must be for Avastapaka. Description of Nishtapaka and its classification. Okay, so you have the definition. Okay, you have to explain why it is called as Vishishtapaka. Okay, all those things. Okay, why it is called as Vipaka, why it is called as Nishtapaka. Okay, you have to explain all those things for 3 marks. Okay, and its association with the respective rasas. Okay, the table is there. No, just give the table and write a brief explanation regarding this. This is for 3 marks. This will be usually asked for 3 marks. Okay. So these questions, whatever I have explained you, all these questions have been asked except Ahara Vidhi Vidhana. Okay. So there are chances that they may ask the Ahara Vidhi Vidhana for 5 marks. Okay. The separation of Sara and Kitta Vibhajana. Okay. Better you go for the brief explanation for Sara and Kitta and absorption of Sara. Okay. In the Pakvashaya. Okay. So you will have the content. Okay, so just go on explaining. Okay, you can use the flow chart also for explaining the Sara and Kitta Vibhajana, how the absorption takes place in the Pakvashaya with the quotation. Okay, so you can explain this. Usually these are not asked previously. If it is asked, it may be asked for 3 marks. Okay, so you must be able to give the answers in an explanation form. Okay, you can use point wise also for 3 marks. Okay, genesis of Vata Pitta Kapha during Aharapaka process. Okay, this has not been asked previously. Okay, but what I tell you is this is very important for you to understand. Okay, how the Vata Pitta Kapha are produced during the Aharapaka process. Okay, so if it is asked, it may be asked for either 2 or 3 marks also or 5 marks also. You have to go in detail regarding this genesis of Vata Pitta Kapha during the Aharapaka. Okay, so these 3 questions they have not asked. Okay, there are chances of asking. Going to the very important topics, Koshta and Agni. Okay, so you have read these number of times. Okay, but concentrate much on these topics. They are very important for the practical point of view also for assessing the Koshta and Agni. If you have a good hold in theory, you will be able to answer well for practical also. Okay, so first of all, the definition of Koshta. Okay, so what is the utpatti and what is the paribhasha of Koshta? Okay, that you can explain. Okay, and Sushruta's quotation, Sananyam Agni. Okay, that is very important. Give the quotation. If it is asked only the for 3 marks, and you can mention the type of Koshta according to that. Okay, so according to it, usually it has been asked for 5 marks. Okay, so the class you have to explain the complete concept of Koshta. Okay, so after the Sushruta's definition, you have to go for Koshtangas explained by Charaka, its synonyms, classification and explanation for each type of koshta. Okay, if possible, Charaka has given how to assess the koshta. No? Okay, you can, if you have time, you can explain that also in brief. Okay, so this is about koshta. And coming to Agni. Okay, in Agni, it is having a number of definitions. You can go with the definitions according to different acharyas. Importance of Agni. Okay, so Agni is as important as Ahara is. Okay, so Agni Mahatva, it has been asked, okay, before 2016, Mahatva of the Agni has been asked. So you must know the importance of Agni. Okay, there are so many synonyms for Agni. Okay, you can go through classification of Agni. Okay, according to different acharyas, you get different classification. Try to mention according to Charaka, Sushruta, Vagbhata. Try to make it in a tabular form. You can mention about Sharangadharas also, Bhava Mishras also. Okay, if you are remembering. Okay, but Charaka, Sushruta and Vagbhatas, it is very important. Okay, and Sthana of Agni, Guna of Agni, functions of Agni, all these are known by you people. Okay, so go through the explanation. If it is asked for 5 marks, you are supposed to mention all these points from definition till the functions of Agni, types of Agni. You have to explain each and everything. Okay, then the functions of Jataragni. Okay, so among the types of Agni, Jataragni is having a Mahatva. Okay, know the importance of Jataragni compared to all other Agnis. Okay, that point you must know. You must know the types of Agni, how the Jataragni is going to help in Aharapachana. Okay, all these things you must know. Okay, usually it will be asked for 5 marks. Okay, the functions of Bhutagni has always been asked for 3 marks. Okay, go with the quotation according to Ashtanga Hridaya. Okay, so and its explanation for Bhutagni. Okay, and functions of Dhatvagni, same, go with the explanation along with the quotation. Okay, that is enough for 3 marks. If they are asking for the function of Dhatvagni for 5 marks, okay, go on explaining each type of Dhatvagni. Okay, okay, this is all the things which are there in your syllabus. Okay, so here you can observe one thing, almost all except some 1 or 2 topics, almost all subtopics has been asked in your exams, previous exams. So these topics are very important. Don't neglect these topics. Okay, so go on reading according to your syllabus. Next, I have compiled the previous questions which are being asked. Okay, I have compiled the question papers from 2016 till last year. Okay, so I would just brief you these things. Ahara Vargikarana, I told you previously, it has been asked for 5 marks. Okay, so you have to explain all the types of Ahara Vargikaranas, Dvivida, Trivida, okay, Shadvida, all these types you have to go on explaining one by one. Okay, these quotations are very easy. You can go with the quotations also. If at all you don't remember the quotations, if you are not getting to time to read the quotations, go with the explanation. Okay, for 5 marks, go on explaining each type. Okay, in a brief and with the example. Okay, this is Ahara Vargikarana. Next, Ahara Vidhi Visheshayatanani. I told you it has been asked previously. Very important questions. Each factor you have to go on explaining in detail along with the illustration. Okay, Ahara Parinamakara Bhava, all the bhavas, each one. Okay, see, this is being asked for 5 marks. Okay, so here you have to explain each factor in detail. First, what is parinama? Okay, what is bhava? Okay, what are these factors you have to mention, and each factor. Okay, vayu apakashati. Okay, each thing you have to explain in detail. How ushma is important. Okay, among all the factors, how it is having direct contribution to that. If you go on explaining this, it will be very easy. Okay, so you can write it for 5 marks. Avastapaka, I've explained you how to write what is Avastha, what is Paka. Okay, so what are the three stages? And each quotation, 2 lines quotation, its explanation, and the detailed explanation. If you know, you can go with it, or if you want to give a modern correlation, you can go with it. Okay, in the next paragraph. Okay, for all the three stages, you have to go on explaining each stage in detail. Okay, define koshta and explain Trivida koshta. Okay, so I told you, you can start from the definition of the koshta, you can explain the synonyms. Okay, you can explain the koshtangas, okay, according to different acharyas. Okay, then you have to explain in detail regarding the each type of koshta. Okay, and for how many for krura koshta, how many days nihapana you're going to give. Okay, all this been explained by Charaka, no? So, and what are the dravyas in which you can assess the koshta. Okay, all these things you can explain in detail for 5 marks. Okay, for 3 marks it is not necessary. For 5 marks you can go on explaining this. Okay, then define Agni, write about the types of Agni. Okay, see, in 2018 and 16 they have asked the question. Okay, and another version of the question, define Agni, write its synonyms, classification, and location of Agni. Okay, here you can brief everything. Okay, for 5 marks. And in the previous question, okay, in 2018 and 16 question, okay, you have to mainly write about the classification. They have asked about the types of Agni. There you have to stress much on the classification and the definition. Okay, okay, these are questions which are asked previously for the 5 marks. Okay, so whatever questions they were asking previously for the 2 marks, now you have to consider it for 3 marks. Okay, define Ahara. Okay, so for 3 marks, try to write 3 or 4 quotation and give an explanation for that each quotations. Okay, so and each quotation you have to explain in detail. Okay, name the Ahara Parinamakara Bhavas. Okay, previously for the 5 marks they have asked Ahara Parinamakara Bhava for 5 marks. Okay, so you're going on explaining each factor in detail here for 5 marks. Here for 2 marks, you have to just name the Ahara Parinamakara Bhava. So what I suggest to you is write what is Parinama, what is Bhava. Okay, so then start name the factors. Okay, in one sentence, if you are just explaining it what is that particular factor, okay, then it will be good. Okay, though it is for 3 months. Annavahasrotas, I told you already, give the quotation and give the explanation for Annavahasrotas and its importance and its role in digestion process. Pittadara Kala, again, which Kala it is, where is its sthana, what is the role of Pittadara Kala in the digestion process. Then Avastapaka. Avastapaka has been asked for 5 marks also. It has been asked for 2 marks also. Just explain in detail regarding what is Avastha, what is Paka, okay, and what are the types. Okay, if you want, you write in brief regarding each stages. Okay, for 3 marks. Nishtapaka, okay, why it is called as Nishtapaka, why it is called as Vipaka, why it is called as Vishishtapaka. Okay, give the detailed description regarding all those. Okay, and what rasas are associated with what Vipaka. Okay, so those things you can quote it here. Okay, along with the definition. Okay, next, define koshta. Okay, I have told you the standard quotation of Sushruta. Okay, so just try to explain in detail regarding what is koshta and mention the types. Functions of Agni. Okay, you have got many functions of Agni in the starting itself, in the introduction itself. You will get to know the function, location, all these things. Okay, so quote 2 or 3 okay quotations and try to give the explanation for the functions of the Agni. Dhatva-Agni, same thing, give the quotation and give the explanation. Okay, briefly for 3 marks. Okay, you mention what are the types of Dhatva-Agni also. Bhutagni, here also quotation, explanation, and what are the types of Bhutagni. How, what is its importance? Okay, how it is, what is its function in the digestion process. Okay, these things you explain in the brief. Okay, this is all regarding your previous year questions which have been asked. So one thing what you can notice here is they have asked almost all the topics previously. So it is very important topic along with the doshas, prakriti, okay, kriya kala. This is also very important. Okay, so try to bahat almost all the quotations. Very important quotations are there, no, for Agni, Koshta, okay, and ahara, importance of ahara, importance of Agni, all this quotation you take it down in one shloka book, keep one shloka book, go on reading these quotations in morning, okay, keep little time in morning, okay, keep little time in evening, okay, half an hour to 1 hour, okay, so go on reading the quotations daily, okay, you will be very perfect. Okay, kriya is the basic subject. Okay, so you must have a very strong foundation. Okay, so this will be continued next year for the next subsequent years also. Okay, you will be reading some of the quotations in Roga Nidana, Kaya Chikitsa and all. Okay, so if you read the basics very well, okay, so in the previous year, in the coming years also, you will be able to perform well. Okay, so make your foundation very strong. Okay, read the quotations mainly. Okay, because these are the basics. If you don't know the basics, okay, it is of no use going to the other successive uh, subjects. Okay, so make your foundation very strong. Okay, go with the understand the concepts very neatly. Okay, so see, it depends on the capacity of the individual, right? Okay, so some may have a good grasping power, they can read the quotations in 5 minutes, some may take 10 minutes. Okay, so if you read on one for 1 day, okay, like other courses, you can't get prepared for the especially our exams, okay, on the previous days. Okay, you have to give a repeated revision. Okay, so what I suggest you is, okay, just give 3 readings. Okay, first you have to just read just give a reading, one reading. Okay, you have understood or not, okay, doesn't matter, you will come to know the contents. Okay, so next you have to give a reading in detail. Okay, so you have to understand each and every points whatever you are reading, you have to be well versed with the concept. Okay, so read, give a second reading in detail. Okay, in the third reading you will be when you are giving a third reading, you will be able to understand everything, all the concept very well. And if you have time, okay, you have very little time, okay, if you have enough time, you can give 2 more readings. Okay, at least what I suggest you is at least give a 3 readings. Okay, so be reading the shlokas morning and evening, and whenever you are relaxing, you try to remember what all you have studied for that particular day. Okay, don't go into the completely relaxing mood. Okay, so just be giving the revisions. Okay, before sleeping. Okay, it is very good time to revise your things. Okay, just revise the things whatever you have read for the day. Okay, so you have to work very hard, score very well. Okay, so make use of this orientation program and study well. Okay, all the best for you students. Isma.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful section of how to write and what are the pages in the answer sheets and how much pages are allotted. Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful section. Now I call upon Dr. Meghana, Assistant Professor, Department of Kriya Sharira, to deliver vote of thanks.
as we have come to the end of this day 6 exam orientation program, we had with us Dr. Shashirekha SD ma'am, who oriented our students so well that I hope they know which are the questions and how are they going to be and how to present each answer on the topic Agni and Ahara. I thank you on behalf of our college staff and also on behalf of the Sharira Kriya department. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you once again for providing me the opportunity, ma'am. Thank you.
It was an honor listening to you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Secondly, I want to thank our principal who was always there with us, who helped us and guided us in making this event a successful one. Thank you, Dr. Savekshkar sir, Principal, JSSMC Mysore. And I would like to thank our students who patiently listened to the orientation program and made this program a successful one. Thank you, students. Thank you, one and all. No questions, right?